friends. Today for our read aloud, we're reading the book, What Do You Do with an Idea? Now, I bet some of you are wondering, what's an idea? Scholars, an idea is something that you think of in your brain. Now, that idea stays in your brain until you choose to do something with it. But some of you might not know what to do with it. And that's why we're going to read this book so we can learn what to do with the ideas that we think of in our brain. And guess what? When you guys are doing your schoolwork and watching our videos and turning in your homework, you're growing your brain. You knew that. When you grow your brain, you start thinking of more and more and more ideas. So I can't wait to hear of all the ideas that you come up with as we're reading this book. Now, some of you probably already have some really good ideas that you want to share. I love that. If you think of an idea that you've thought of before this book or during this book, you can tell me your idea after the story. But for right now, we're going to start reading our book. Before we open up our book, we're going to look at the cover real quick. On the cover, I see a little boy and I see an egg. This little boy is going to be our main character of the story. And this egg is this little boy's idea. And we're going to learn what he is going to do with this idea. Now, I want you to take a close look at all the pictures in the book because they give away great hints as to what's going on with this idea. Okay? So let's go ahead and read about what do you do with an idea. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? So there's the boy standing just looking at the egg. And remember, the egg is his idea. At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. So this boy's choosing to just ignore his idea because it seemed silly and fragile, like it wasn't going to be a good idea. I wonder what this idea or this egg is going to do. But it followed me. So there's the idea, just following him wherever he goes. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. And there's that little boy saying, kind of telling this idea, leave me alone. He's too worried about what others might think if he shares his idea with people. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. So there's the little boy's idea asking, give me attention, think about me. It grew bigger and we became friends. So scholars, the more the little boy thought and paid attention to his idea, the bigger it's getting. If you look at the cover of our book, look at how tiny that idea is in the beginning of the story. And now look at it after he's playing with it and feeding it with lots of attention. How neat. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. Wow, scholars, that's super brave of this little boy. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid that they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and that it would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, I worked with it, I played with it, but most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because, it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. Scholars, the idea grew and grew into something that is more beautiful because he took care of that idea. Look at how beautiful this idea is becoming. All because he took care of it and thought about it and gave it attention. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world. All right, scholars. So, what do you do with an idea? We learned that you make it grow, you inspire it, you feed it, and you feed it by thinking of it and sharing it with other people and paying attention to it and working on that idea. You don't just ignore that idea and say, oh, people won't like it, people are gonna laugh at my idea. You pay attention to it and think of it and share it with other people. The more you think about that idea and share it, the bigger that idea gets. And all ideas, an idea is no good if you don't share it with anyone. So, I want you to share with me some of your ideas. And maybe think about how you can make that idea bigger and bring it into the world so you can change the world, scholars. Bye.